guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is CrystalFox, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. This weekend, I will be attending a baby shower for a good friend of mine, and I decided to go ahead and paint them a picture of their ultrasound. So go ahead and keep watching, and I will show you how I did it. To start off, I got a copy of their ultrasound and printed it off onto 4 pages. The size that you print it will vary depending on the size of canvas that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and set aside the 2 top pieces and work on the bottom half. What I'm doing is cutting the inner side of one of the pieces off, so later I can tape them together and it'll look like a complete picture. Once you're done with that, go ahead and do the exact same thing to the top half. Now that that's complete, I'm going to cut the bottom portion of the top half off so that I can lay the top over the bottom to create a complete picture. So once everything is cut, I'm going to be taking some double-sided tape and taping all of the pieces together, making sure that all of the corners and edges are nice and secure. So once you're done taping everything, you'll have a nice complete picture. Now what I'm doing is taking a pen and outlining all of the bright white pieces of the ultrasound, and that's what we're going to be painting onto our canvas later to create the picture of the baby. Originally, I had decided to only make it a 2-tone picture. There was only going to be the white and the blue, so I left a lot of the grays behind, but I decided later on, after I was done doing that it looked a little too abstract, so I went back in, picked up all of those grays, and that's what ended up being that gray color in the finished product. So after I was done going through with the pen, I made my final decisions on what areas I were going to be painting and went over it with a Sharpie. After I was done tracing everything, I went back in with my scissors and cut the excess paper off to turn the picture into that iconic ultrasound shape. It ends up looking something like this. So this is where things get time consuming. You're going to need a soft leaded pencil, and you're going to flip your picture over and trace over all of those Sharpie lines that you drew, leaving a lot of lead, so later you can use that lead to transfer it onto your canvas. After taking a long time to trace everything over, you're finally going to place your picture onto your canvas where you'd like it to be. I'm going to go ahead and tape mine down so it doesn't move around. And once you're done taping everything down, you're going to go back through with your pencil and very hardly trace those black lines, so that way the lead on the back half of the paper ends up transferring onto the canvas, leaving behind those outlines that you wanted to become the ultrasound picture. While you're doing this, I would suggest lifting up your paper every once in a while to make sure that it's leaving a dark enough and noticeable enough line for you to trace over later. That way, once you take the paper off, you don't have to worry about lining it up if something didn't get transferred. After you're done tracing, it should look something like this with the graphite nice and transferred over. I decided to trace it with Sharpie just so you guys could see it better, but I would actually suggest not doing that just because the white paint had a lot of difficulty covering up the Sharpie and it took me several coats to do so. So after I was done tracing everything over, I put the picture back on top of our drawing here, and I'm tracing the outline of the picture again so we can get that iconic ultrasound shape that we're looking for. I'm making sure to only add the outlines where necessary to match up with our original lines that we have. Finally, we're gonna start painting. I'm mixing in this teal with some white to make a baby blue because the baby is a boy. It's up to you whether or not you want to make something gender accurate or you just want to throw in a color that you like. Today I'm going to be using some acrylic paints. What I'm doing is using this blue to paint the majority of the canvas and leaving the insides of those shapes blank. Later on I'm going to go in with white and really brighten those up. Now, like I said, later on I decided to go in with a gray. So here's a quick diagram on how I did that. I just outlined the rest of those gray colors on the ultrasound and added them in there, making it a 3-tone picture. That way the baby was a lot easier to make out. Before it was a little too abstract and difficult to tell what it was. Alright, once you're done painting, you can leave it at that. I decided to go in later and painted his name on the bottom of the picture. You could also paint in some pacifiers, maybe some teddy bears, anything baby themed, but I decided to leave mine blank so that later on they could go in and actually put his footprints on the sides of the ultrasound. I know I had a lot of fun painting this for my friend. It's a very unique thing to give to someone for their baby shower. If you'd like to see me paint anything else, please leave your suggestions down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe for more videos.